Have you not heard that word is bond in this life? I'll be willing to give you my life before I give you my word, and it shall fail. I'm Lord Cardiac. We back with another reaction. Yo, Adam 22 just canceled the entire Nojumper pretty much. If you's a gangbanging Negro, you gots to go. Check this out.
To do as many interviews as possible. I'm going to have other people on the platform continuing to do interviews. Everybody from, all my... Okay, so I have a pretty huge announcement, and I'm doing it on Snapchat. So anybody who's thinking about ripping this and putting it on any other platform, don't even think about it.
And that's why we're doing this with audio only. You lucky I ain't got you up here looking crazy, Adam.
Anyway, Snapchat exclusive. I'm making some very big changes in terms of Nojumper. As of today, or as of tomorrow, the news, Nojumper news, it's over. The Monday show, the Wednesday show, and the Thursday show also are over. I've decided that I really want to focus Nojumper. So I will be continuing to do the Tuesday show with Lush and BriccBaby. I will continue to do as many interviews as possible. I'm going to have other people on the platform continuing to do interviews. Everybody from, Almighty, Sharpe, Rick. I just talked to all these guys, Flacco. We're still going to work together on doing interviews and, doing like repeat guest type interviews where I, have people on multiple times to talk about different things that are going on in the news, everything like that. But this decision...
And I'm trying not to interrupt him because I want y'all to hear his reasoning. You get me? I want y'all to really understand why Adam is doing this. Because he tells you in this video. Just listen.
It's really been brought on primarily, I guess, as a business decision. And I say that to say I've been talking to my business manager a lot over the course of the past few weeks, taking a real deep dive into how the channel is doing, how much content we're creating, and taking a look at like what the true cost of creating stuff like the news is. And have basically just come to the conclusion that it makes more sense for Nojumper to produce less content and be a little bit more focused.
Focus, you say. Be a little bit less gangbangy. Be a little bit less. We're gonna get to it.
A smaller team, a smaller number of employees, etc. And to just, be a little bit more focused. I look at a lot of my peers. I look at Vlad. Obviously, Vlad has kind of always been like the OG as far as I'm concerned in terms of this whole YouTube content space. And
tiny hat reference.
And when I look at Vlad, I think that he kind of does it the smartest way possible, which is like if he wants to have a conversation with somebody, he just calls them in, pays them their rate, and then they do the conversation. He doesn't really have like consistent co-hosts. Obviously, I'm still going to have consistent co-hosts. I'm still going to do the Tuesday show with Brick and Lush because I still enjoy, building that camaraderie and everything like that. But as far as like just trying to pump out so much content and doing 2 hours of the news every day and 2 hours every night, even like someone like Brick, I just had the conversation with Brick about the No Statement show on Wednesday, and like he totally gets it. And if anything, he was kind of like, bro, I didn't really feel like I was ready to do my own podcast in the first place. I just took it on because you suggested it, you believed in me. And like honestly, all these guys, from Almighty to Flacco to Sharpe to Brick, I've seen all these guys grow a shitload as the years have gone by doing content on the channel. And like, somebody like Almighty, I was just gassing them up. I'll say it here.
One thing I do want to say is Adam gave a lot of people a shot. Now is your time. Well, Adam threw a lot of people the ball. Now is your time to shoot it. Now is your time to shoot. Know who I haven't heard him say anything about? Munchie B, Spider Loke, Whack 100, Dwflame. This is everybody who's had a problem at Nojumper in the past, give or take, 4 months. If you had a problem at Nojumper, yes, it's done. You're out of here. Why? Because the Caucasus man don't want you messing up his money. Eventually, I'm going to tell you something that I learned about somebody like Adam. If a person like Adam has money and he's your friend, he is comfortable around you to invite you to his house. But if he is not comfortable with you at his house, he eventually is not going to want you at his workplace. That's just flat out what it is. Y'all done made this man uncomfortable. With all the stuff that done came to this platform, y'all done made this man uncomfortable finally. But check this out. Now we got a shot because we got voices that the culture want to hear from. Spider-Loc Munchie B, you need to start kicking Cac B and Bull right now.
Because I believe it was just that I've seen him grow a lot as an interviewer. Okay, I got cut off there. Anyway, I was just saying.
P Nice and Dwflame, y'all get together and use where y'all just coming from and get y'all a little studio space rented out for a little while, and y'all go ahead and start y'all a podcast too. We'll watch.
All about Almighty is that, he's somebody who I've seen grow a shitload as an interviewer and content creator, and he has like an amazing ear / just like A&R mindset for new talent. He's paying attention on a level that I really look up to, and I need people around me like him and Remo, etc., to like really help keep me tapped in with exactly what's going on in the culture and everything like that. So this has nothing to do with me being, against any of the hosts on the channel. If anything, I just had the conversation with all of them, and they all took it in stride and understood where I was coming from and realized that, it's just straight business decisions. So this is a big development,
I want to know if niggas got severance. Did you, I know you cut somebody water off. Everybody don't save money. So it ain't smoothed over with everybody. You're not going to sit here and lie to me, Adam, and tell me that it's smoothed over with everybody when you was like, hey, we going to go in a different direction, that everybody was cool. You're not going to tell me that. Niggas might got NDAs to say that they was cool at that point in time. You see what I'm saying? Or they got severance pay, and you made sure niggas was cool. But wasn't nobody cool just losing their job, Adam. We need to stop lying about that.
Look at like a lot of people, my peers in the space, and I look at myself and I'm like, damn, I spent the last however many years trying to really build Nojumper up as like a network where we could be producing a huge amount of content. And there's over the last couple of weeks from just having these conversations, I just realized this isn't really what I want to spend the next 10 years of my life doing in terms of.
He don't want to have to look over his shoulder in the grocery store while holding his wife's hand, who just finished doing a black man, and his kid's hand. He don't want to have to look over his shoulder and wonder about this black man dressed in all red or dressed in all blue or dressed in all black that just walked in the supermarket. He don't want to have to worry about who that is. But talking to y'all, this Caucasus bike riding man, he got to worry about who these people are. You get what I'm saying? He don't never know who he being watched by. Eventually, a person like Adam can't sleep with that on his mind. Here we are.
Trying to create another At the End of the Day or another Disconnected, if that counts, or whatever. It's like all that shit is dope, and it definitely has helped, get us more views / make the fans interested. But the truth is that the soap opera that comes with doing Nojumper news and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't benefit us that much. It certainly is like something to talk about for a lot of people, but like getting a bunch of clips up in the Reddit and shit doesn't really like do that much for us as a business. And really, when I look at my life as a 40-year-old man, it's like I want to primarily be putting my time into things that are going to, be more productive. Even like this right here, talking on Snapchat. Like, I hate to break it to you, but sometimes when I look at how much I made on Snapchat for the day, I'm like, why is YouTube my focal point? Why am I looking at my YouTube analytics?
Because you was a freaky man.
Multiple times a day when I got this Snapchat shit going absolutely fucking crazy. I don't know. There's a lot of things I want to do in my life, and it's like,
because you was a nut-ass freak ball. That's why. Word to Philly. You was a freak ball. That's why. That's why you getting the money off Snap and OnlyFans and all that and Patreon. Because you was a freak ball. And there's other freak balls out there that won't see you be a freak ball. Ain't nobody else gonna say it. Y'all know my bio. Mr. Nobody gonna say it. I had to let it out.
If I am just putting out a handful of podcasts per week and then doing the Nojumper show once per week, having some of these other guys do interviews on my behalf, like that's good enough for me. I don't need to be
He keeps saying
producing
other
5
guys.
hours of content per week.
And he done named everybody that still got their job. I promise you.
So, I mean, I know a lot of people are going to probably try to frame this as me giving up or me being, totally fed up with some of the hoes or some bullshit like that. That's not really the case. It's just a case of me wanting to sort of reprioritize and take a step back from producing like a huge amount of content. So, yeah, hopefully you guys...
You like living the quiet life, don't you, Adam? In my SpongeBob voice. Nigga, what's wrong with you? We know the truth.
Get it? Hopefully people won't go too crazy with spinning like weird narratives and implying that I said things in the... Okay, keep getting cut off. There's like no way in Snapchat to tell when you're gonna get cut off unless you want to like have a pocket watch or some shit. Anyway, yeah, I just, I know people are gonna run with all kinds of narratives and be like, Adam fired the whole staff. Adam like is ending all the Nojumper content, whatever. That's not the case at all. This is just me kind of like doing what's right for myself in terms of my own peace of mind, as well as my own, ideas of what I want to be doing with the rest of my life. And I look at somebody who's my peer, like a Sean Cotton. We don't need to make it about Vlad every time, but I look at Sean Cotton and Say Cheese. Say Cheese, very popular channel, popular business. If you ask anybody who knows about what's going on in rap, they'll tell you, like, Say Cheese is up there near the top of the pile in terms of just creating content that shifts the culture and everything. But, I look at his channel and I'm like, this motherfucker Sean putting out like one podcast a week.
Because he's putting out quality, depth content. That's why I'm about to start covering Chicago stuff too. Because over there, they get into the details. Y'all, and you, I'm not saying y'all, you are about some drama. You get me? I'm not saying LA about some drama. They'll give you some drama. But you is a spoon that like to mix the pot. That's worried about being contaminated. Well, what the hell you mixing? That don't make no sense. That's what you signed up for when you took Nojumper from New York to LA. That's what you signed up for and embraced, in fact. So yeah, you are giving up. I know I got a clip somewhere of Adam talking about I'm the only guy willing to, yeah, now what?
Maybe 2. Like, sometimes they'll put out podcasts like every 2 weeks.
But we thank you for the voices that you promoted that we now have knowledge of because of your platform that was built off of our bricks. You had an idea of a shape, but the bricks, every last brick was one of us.
Whatever, which is...
No pun intended.
That's dope. Like, you don't need to put out like a gigantic amount of content in order to be successful, right? So I think for me, from a business perspective, it just makes sense to make a little bit less content and focus on other areas of the business that are a little bit more profitable, that might have longer legs and everything like that. To me, the business model of just taking a bunch of homies and putting them on camera together.
Homies? What you mean by homies? Are you an affiliate of some sort? I've never heard anyone say that. Oh yeah, Adam's a stamped affiliate from this place or that place. What you meant to say was black gangbangers. That's what you meant to say. But we understand.
Just assuming that the fans are going to want to watch. I don't know. It might have made a little bit more sense like mid-pandemic. It might have made a little bit more sense 5 years ago, but it doesn't make that much sense now.
This is him telling y'all, in a businessman way, I used you.
I think you see that with all sides of the media landscape where, like, Complex did Everyday Struggle. Didn't really work out in the long run. They ran into a whole bunch of problems that we don't need to get into, but the host's asking for more money, the advertisers are hard to get, et cetera, et cetera. They switched from Joe Budden to a different co-host, didn't really work out the same way. These are all problems that I basically have dealt with too, where it's a hard business to run, and even if it was really cracking,
It's not that hard.
It still would not be that profitable. It still would be a little bit tough to justify, even though obviously, like, at a certain level, it's good for the overall brand. But
Justify to who? Just asking. To your logic, to your friends' logic, to your family. Justify to who? What you're doing is not illegal, so justify to who?
I know some people will have a hard time comprehending what I'm talking about and everything. It'll definitely be a letdown for some of the people who really thrive on documenting the messiness on the Nojumper platform. But I think overall, this makes sense for me as a businessman, and I feel kind of light and free as a result of making this decision. So you're still going to see me having relationships with all the different hosts on camera to one level or another, but definitely some big changes coming down. No more Nojumper news, if you somehow missed that. Monday show, Wednesday show, Thursday show, all moved, or all shut down. Tuesday show, anyway, I keep getting cut off, but you guys get the idea. Yeah, Nojumper news over. Nojumper as a channel, still going strong. You will certainly notice probably like a decrease in overall views, because that's another part of it, is that I've just kind of decided that I don't want to like spend my whole fucking life chasing after views. You know, it's like I'm doing well for myself. I got a nice life for myself. I'm proud of the content that I've been creating and that other people have been creating on my channel. But as far as just like always trying to recapture the view counts that we were getting during the pandemic and shit, it's just, that's not really what I need to be doing with my life. I got a couple of dope businesses. I got a lot of good stuff. There's other things I want to put time into. For me, a great week on Nojumper is like, we do the Tuesday show. I drop maybe like 5-6 interviews that I've done. Drop probably like a handful of interviews that the other hosts have done. And
Nobody fights. I don't have to give any hazard pay.
Good. I think that makes sense for me at this point in my life. So, appreciate everybody who watched this. Appreciate all the Nojumper fans. Rogue Game forever. I love you guys. Content will be getting a little bit more focused. Over and out. Okay? So
that is Nojumper's Adam22 talking about all that he spoke on, about why these guys are no longer employed at I'm not laughing at the people who are no longer employed. I'm laughing that y'all didn't see this coming. I've seen a couple reviews. I caught this last night, and now I'm going to give y'all my take from last night, when as soon as it happened, and I had a little bit more passion in me about it, but I wanted y'all to see that content. We're going to cut to last night. So abruptly. So Adam22 just canceled Nojumper news. Adam22 canceling Nojumper news is relevant. Why? Because Kicking Cack being bull had not yet begun. Mm-hmm. And it needs to start now. Mm-hmm. What just happened is Flacco's still going to be there. Mm-hmm. BriccBaby's still going to be there. Mm-hmm. Almighty Suspect and Sharpe is still going to be there. Mm-hmm. That leaves out P-Nice. That leaves out Dwflame. Mm-hmm. That leaves out Munchie B and Spider-Loc. Munchie B and Spider-Loc, Dwflame, and the other light-skinned dude. What do they all have in common? They're gangbangers. So they say, hey, there's too much shit going on this platform that's gangbanger-ish, and I'm not a gangbanger. Mm-hmm. What we about to do right now is this. We about to kick you out. Hey, Munchie B and Spider-Loc, get the fuck out. Take all this gangbanger shit with you. Take that shit to Kicking Cack being bull. We want to see it. As the voice of the chat, crows in the chat right now. We want to see it. This is our opportunity as street niggas to say, well, we don't need your platform to talk about what we want to talk about. So let's talk about that. We did all this ranting and raving. Oh, he taking from our culture. Now he backing away from it. Who gonna step up and talk about what the fuck needs to be talked about? Is it going to be Kicking Cack being bull? I hope so. Because if not, what you got up there for? Who else got the momentum to do it? Who else got the social credit to walk into certain places and say, hey, we Munchie B and Spider-Loc. We used to be, right here. Y'all need to figure it out. Quick. Right now. The reason I'm putting this out with, I don't do faceless, y'all. But the reason I'm putting this out is because the news just dropped I just got the news. I got to give y'all the news. They not giving y'all the news no more, so this is the news. You dig? Until we spin again. Peace. See what I mean? That's how I really felt, like right at that moment. So anything that I said in the video, I'm sure was light compared to that. Until we spin again, man, choose your friends.
That's what he's a I'm telling you.
I'm gonna go with Max. I ain't gonna lie. Experience. Max, one of them niggas. He was around. You
Max
feel me?
is.
From them 2010 era, 2011. He's a legend for real. He not like a super GOAT, but he still he one of them boys. He not a super GOAT, but he one of them boys.
No.
Shout out to Cardiac Mac. Talk about putting
Max Cardio, nigga, your name is Cardio, which means you're running, nigga. You're not spinning back till you're spinning back. Fuck out of here.
Man,